still situate my ethnomaking on the ethnomathematics program, that is mathematics in every identifiable cultural groups, as belonging to the cultural anthropology, the mathematics, and the identifiable field that I'm talking about is the cultural making of material culture. And so Rosa and Horace, whose own was also ethnomodeling, then uses the cultural anthropology, mathematics, and identifiable fields, and their identifiable field would be the ethnomodeling. And for my case, my identifiable field will be the cultural making of material culture. So it is just the mathematical activities between cultural anthropology, mathematics, and the cultural making of material culture. Now, in at the mathematical activities, we can speak of Bishop's 1988 six mathematical activities that are identifiable in every cultural group, from designing, measuring, construction, um, labeling, and others. So I would be able to use only the designing for the cultural making of material culture, and Barton's 1996 mathematical activities, which includes mathematizing. They are all essential for the ethno-making program. So this is just a call that I'm trying to make for STEM educators and then STEAM educators, where this even fits so well, that there is this aspect of ethnomathematics which aims at transforming students to be makers and designers of cultural artifacts to identify the hidden mathematics in them. And this is a good way to make people appreciate the mathematical concepts other cultures had, but maybe they didn't document them. Because historically, when we trace histories of Africans, Indians, Greeks, we could see that the Americans or whites or colonial masters tend to refer to them as people without history just because they didn't document their history. But a lot of artifacts or material cultures were being made. If we are to go back to look at the making of these artifacts, we would see a lot of hidden mathematical concepts in them. So we have to deal with the mathematics that forms process of production of material cultures in various society, and this is going to help us identify hidden mathematical concepts. Thank you. So my references and suggestions and feedback.
So thank you very much. That was really interesting. I got a little help from my colleagues to do the session chair, and because I also have my kids next to me, I would ask Clemens, could you take over with the session chair? Thank you.
Sure. I have no clue which session it is. But I think we will make it work because of the little delays. But you can take care of your kids, Petra. I will take care of the session. Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. I had troubles with my audio, but now it works. Are there any questions for Emmanuel? Anything that you would need to know additionally to what he presented? No questions? Petra?
Yes, I was wondering if Emmanuel, if you could go back to this slide with the three with the model of this three parts of yes, this one.
Okay.
The ethnomathematics is the part in the middle. Could you explain it one more time, please?
Okay. So ethnomathematics has a lot of definitions, but the current definition that everybody is using is that ethnomathematics is at the intersection between three major research fields. And the three major research fields from Rosa and Ori is cultural anthropology, mathematics, and mathematical modeling. And I'm trying to say that if we limit the third section to only mathematical modeling, it's just like we are trying to hide a lot of mathematics in the community. So why not even open wide from mathematical modeling, but rather consider identifiable fields of practices within the community that do not necessarily form part of the cultural anthropology and the identifiable mathematics in the society. And doing that, we even see that mathematical modeling is mathematical activity, not necessarily a research field on its own. It is an applied field of mathematics. And so we should just change the mathematical modeling to identifiable fields of practice, because within every cultural group, there are a lot of identifiable fields of practices to talk about than the identifiable fields of modeling in the cultural group. That's the meaning of this. And all these submerging from identifiable fields of practices, cultural anthropology, and mathematics coming together is defining ethnomathematics as the mathematical activities that are observable or that one can see within the meeting point of cultural anthropology and mathematics, cultural anthropology and identifiable fields of practice, or identifiable fields of practices in a society, not necessarily limited to mathematical modeling and mathematics. So that's it.
Thank you. This is really an interesting intersection.
Thank you.
I have a question. Is this a theoretical framework, or this is the explanation of the terminology ethnomathematics?
Okay, so this ethnomathematics is a research paradigm, and there are a lot of theoretical frameworks on it. And the current theoretical framework on it is the disciplinary orientation of the paradigm. And so it has just been limited to cultural anthropology, mathematics, and modeling. And this new theoretical orientation I'm bringing up for ethnomathematics is that ethnomathematics just look at the mathematical practices in every society, and hence it looks like it is cultural anthropology and mathematics. But we cannot limit it to only that, and there is the need for a test section. And the test section propounders are talking about only mathematical modeling, which is mathematical activity, not necessarily identifiable field of practice in a society. And so this becomes something like an emerging theoretical framework on the ethnomathematics program. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So any more questions for Emmanuel? Oh, then thanks a lot, Emmanuel, for the presentation. I think it's a really interesting.
Thank you.
Interesting framework that you presented, and I think quite new for a lot of us. But it's always cool to get to extend our horizons and get to know some new concepts and new ways of looking at things. And so, thanks a lot for your presentation.
Welcome.
I am not 100% sure what the program is. Petra, is there another presentation in this room now with all the changes?
From what I'm informed, this was the last one, and then I think we go back to the main room, and then there's supposed to be a break.
A break, and then at 4 o'clock we continue in the main room, isn't it?
Yes, that's true.
Good. Then thanks everyone for joining this room. Thanks for the presentation.